back to quarantine cooking with Victoria. Today, I am going to be doing my lamb moussaka. Everything I do, you can change to beef or pork or turkey meat ground, as long as it's ground. Or if you're a vegetarian, you can use whatever you like. Anyway, so lamb moussaka, onions and garlic. Now, why would I be grating cheese for lamb moussaka? You know why? Well, moussaka, if you don't know what it is, I believe it's a Greek dish. So it's the ground lamb, and then there's a layer of an eggplant. So I'm going to put eggplant in, but a lot of my family don't necessarily like the skin. I'm peeling the eggplant because the skin can be tough. It can be tough. I don't mind the skin, but not everyone likes the skin, and I'm not cooking just for myself here, so you want to make sure everyone likes what you're doing. Right, Daddy?
Yes.
See, like this, lengthways. You want to do it lengthways. Try to get it symmetrical, because I don't. But then we know I make a mess, and my cooking doesn't necessarily look perfect, but it really does taste good. And I say that because I've got lots of friends that will tell me the truth. The fat is now hot, nice and hot, for the onions to go in. And then I'm going to put the onions in, and then they are going to go translucent. Oh, look, I put some mushrooms in last minute. I thought, why not? I've got some mushrooms, so it's onions, garlic are sauteing in the fat that we had, and now it's the mushrooms. So I'm just going to keep cooking for a little bit longer. As I said, this is a lamb moussaka, can be made with any kind of meat, and it's basically the layering. Once you've layered all that, and then you layer the top with the bechamel sauce, then you put a bit of more grated cheese on top. So our arteries will be thoroughly clogged today. Tomorrow, maybe again, but today they're going to be thoroughly clogged because everything is fat, butter, cheese, egg yolks, and meat. Just how I like a good old meal. We're going to make these eggplants sweat. Paper towels and salt. Sprinkle them in between, that's what I do. Make a huge mess. I mean, that's what's the fun of cooking. Just clean up as you go, that's what I say. Yeah, the salt brings out the sweat. So I'm going to put them right here on the paper towel. So I would say 15 to 20 minutes on the paper towel to let them sweat. Then they go in the oven. You can keep it on 350. They go in the oven. And then just until they cook a little bit. You could put them and layer them, but I don't like to do that. Cook them just for a little bit. So the lamb is looking really nice now. And I added a tiny bit of Italian herbs and a bit of salt and pepper. Nutmeg is the secret ingredient in moussaka. I don't know how much I use. Just a shake. Oh, and I finished the container. And there's cinnamon as well. I think I've got more nutmeg. Oh, I just almost put the whole thing into the dish. Oh dear. Well, anyway, a shake of the cinnamon, a shake of the nutmeg. That could be, I don't know, half a teaspoon, a teaspoon. Just go to taste. You're meant to taste your recipe as you go. My eggplant is sweating, beautifully sweating away for 20 minutes, you see. Look at all of that, it's all sweat. Sweat from the eggplants. So we mop it up like this. Mop it all up. And I'm going to put them in the oven. I spray the container with cooking oil. Pat dry, and I place them on a sprayed baking sheet. Timer set, I'm going to say 8 minutes, and then we'll check from there. So you've got the ground lamb, which I'm going to cook now, and the onions and the garlic, and nutmeg and cinnamon. Yeah, a strange combination, but it works. And then after the layer of the eggplant, then you do the bechamel sauce. But you can call it bechamel or bechamel sauce. Bechamel sauce, you're going to put your flour and butter, real butter. I've used the fat already here to start the cooking process. But you're going to use butter, flour, made into a roux. The butter has been melting, it's nice and hot, as you can see. Now I'm going to do this with the flour to make a roux. Again, I don't usually follow recipes, but I can definitely give people the recipes that I make. And I'm a big fan of butter and flour. I don't have gluten-free flour or whatever that is. I've never had gluten-free anything. So, you know, I don't feel bad on it. I love flour. Just gonna cook this. Now you want to cook the flour. You definitely want to cook the flour. That's what's called making a roux. This is making a roux. So basically a lot of lovely creamy sauce. It's white sauce, bechamel sauce, cheese sauce. But you want to keep stirring it when the milk goes in. But I'm not going to put the milk in until the roux is cooked, until the flour is cooked. I'm gonna guess about 3 or 4 minutes. Gradually add the milk, gradually, and stirring the whole time with the whisk. And it absorbs very quickly. Oh, making so much mess, which is wonderful. Then you add some nutmeg and the cinnamon to the bechamel sauce. And I'm going to add nutmeg as well, because I found no nutmeg. So I'm adding some nutmeg to the bechamel sauce. You can add salt and pepper as well, kind of makes it a different color. Sorry about the noise, I've apparently set something off. You can have it this thick, but I want to have it a little bit thicker. I hope I'm going to just turn it up a bit. This is looking actually quite nice. Now I'm going to add the cheese. You see I grated that earlier? And then near the very end, you add the egg yolk, not the white, the really good part. I think that the eggplant is just a little bit, well, I think this is just how I'm going to have it. Not too cooked or anything, because you still want to layer it. You don't want it to be dried out. So I'm just taking it out now. Oh, and that went on the floor. Here is the lamb. You can see all the fats come to the surface. A lot of people like to put paper towel and drain off the fat. Please feel free, you're welcome to do that. I find that the fat is the best tasting part, so it adds richness to the food. If you've got high cholesterol, drain the fat. If you've got high cholesterol, use ground tofu or something, I don't know. But if you like to eat, just follow me, do what I do. But cook that flour, otherwise it won't taste good. All right, soon I'm gonna put in the milk. Okay, well this is how I like to have the eggplant, not too cooked. Just taking it off the tray, and we're gonna layer it with that. I'm going to put some cooking spray in the pan, just so it doesn't stick. Not that it would, but you never know. Now, a layer of lamb, the lamb that we've just cooked, just a layer. This pan is a little large, believe me, so you might want to get a smaller pan. It depends how many pounds of meat that you're cooking. So this is going to be less layers than I like to normally do, but so pat it down. If you've got a small container, you might want to pat it down a little bit like this. So we're going to just layer it, and then on top of this, we're going to layer with the eggplant. Now, the bechamel sauce, let me go back to that just for a second. It looked a little bit thick, but while the camera was off, I added some more milk, because you want to add milk if it's too thick or stodgy, and you want to add more flour if it's too runny. I think this consistency is great. I've already been munching away at it. So then we do the layer of the bechamel sauce. There we go. Now, let me see if I can make even more mess than I already make. You can take a knife, actually a spoon would be better. I'm gonna take a spoon, try to get it over. Again, remember, I'm using a pan that's a little bit too big. You wanna have a pan that is smaller than this one. Now we go back to the layer of meat. Now, there's a lot of fat in lamb, even though you cook with the fat as well. There's a lot of fat, which is great. Now you can drain that off, or you can keep it in. If you drain it off, I wouldn't throw it away. I would always use it again to cook another dish, preferably a lamb dish, or just a meat dish of sorts. That's why you save your bacon fat. I hope you save your bacon fat, because you want to cook with that. I mean, get your cholesterol checked once in a while. We don't want anyone dropping dead just because of Victoria's quarantine cooking. But if you're okay with cholesterol, you can do it. I'm not sure about mine. I think I should have mine checked, don't you? Anyway, so there you got the layer of meat. Usually the layer of meat will be thicker because the pan will be smaller. Okay, but we're not doing anything glamorous because this is quarantine cooking. Quarantine cooking, which means this is a quick edit so I can get my recipes out, show you how to cook, or give you some ideas how to have fun with cooking and how to keep busy while we're being quarantined. Now we've got the layer of eggplant again. And it's as I said, it's looking funny because it is peeled eggplant, because not everyone likes the skin of the eggplant. It can be a little sour, and it can also be a little bit tough. Okay, a layer of the bechamel, and I want to do the top layer being bechamel as well. Daddy, please wash your hands. Daddy, okay. A layer of the bechamel, good, okay, good. Okay. Good. And then what we're going to do now, this is the top layer. You can do many more layers depending on how your pan is and how much food you have. So I can actually be a little bit more generous with my bechamel sauce topping right now because this is the top. Into the oven it goes. Everything is now in the oven. We've layered everything and that should cook about, I would say, 35 minutes, 40 minutes. We'll see how that looks. I think it might be time. It's bubbling. That's how you want to have it, bubbling. Oh, I'm making a mess, but that's okay. As long as it tastes good and you don't get food poisoning, that's all that matters. So it's bloody hot, I have to say. Okay, let me try. Don't forget, I can smell the nutmeg, I can smell the cinnamon. I don't want to burn myself, hold on. Excellent, if I say so myself. Thank you for tuning in to Quarantine Cooking with Victoria for the lamb moussaka recipe. In a few days, I'll be posting another one. Stay happy and stay busy, everybody. Bye for now.